Hello, everyone, and welcome to our show, FYI. Today, I have with me a very special guest, Harsh Goela. Let me introduce Harsh to you guys. Harsh is a stock market investor, entrepreneur, mentor, public speaker who's based out of India. He did not go to college, guys. So Harsh has not gone to college, but he entered the stock markets at the age of 18. 18. Harsh, before I go ahead,
Yeah.
okay, with your introduction, very interesting. You entered stock markets at the age of 18. Tell me the trigger. What brought you to the markets at this early age?
Well, I had a major advantage actually. The thing is that my father was into stock markets. Being a CEO of Banya, तो देखो तो stock market का ही combination है. And with which whenever मतलब he used to take me to the stockbroker's office. At that time, you understand, Nainesh stock broker होते थे. Odin used to be there. जब red and blue green lights आ रही हैं. And I used to feel कि it's like a video game. And I could not even tell anyone what my dad does क्योंकि मैं शायद stock market खुद ही नहीं समझ पाता था बचपन में. But there and then I started getting interested in it, and one thing was certain that I decided that I will make a career here no matter what. So yeah, that's the story.
So 18 years, he entered the market. He's been a mentor for a lot of students in the stock market. On behalf of BSc, NSC, with his brother, he's also a YouTuber. So interesting. Harsh, we're going to talk about your journey on YouTube as well. Till now through Goela School of Finance, that's the channel that he runs. They've educated more than 2 lakh people over 27 countries. Wow, this is an amazing amount,
Yeah.
for financial literacy. And conducted sessions in colleges, schools, corporates, NSC Academy, IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, FMS, and the list goes on. Harsh, welcome to our show today. Very excited to talk to you about how to achieve financial freedom. The topic of the day, financial freedom. Harsh, welcome.
Thank you so much, Nainesh. I am super excited, and I think on the eve of Independence Day, 75th Independence Day, ये topic काफी interesting है, and I'm excited for this. I'm looking forward.
Okay, before I start with questions that I know I want to ask you, let's talk about yourself, Harsh. 18 years you entered the market. You said it was very simple for you to enter the market, but as a 18-year-old, tell me the problems that you faced. What? The first question, the problems you
Hmm.
faced as an 18-year-old in the stock market. Second, how has your journey been since then?
Hmm. It's a very interesting question, Dennis. Actually, see, the thing is कि वो ये a child never learns from his father. I think till the age of 25 हर आदमी सोचता है कि उसके पापा को कुछ नहीं आता. That's a very staple thing. And after 25, you start realizing कि he knows a lot of things. So I had the same direction. And when I entered, I remember पहली बार जब मैं stock broker office में गया, my account was open on 11th November 2010. मतलब 25th August को birthday आया, 18 turn हुआ, PAN card हो गया. उस समय तो brokers used to take a lot of time, but now through Fisdom you can open through like this. So I went to the broker house. I saw everyone sitting there and I was like, इनको पता भी नहीं है कौन आ गया है. अभी 3 महीने में हेलीकॉप्टर मतलब actually had a plan कि हेलीकॉप्टर होगा, Mercedes होगी 3 महीने के अंदर. And yeah man, I took 25,000 from my dad. पापा को बोला था मुझे कॉलेज फीस समझ के दे दो और फ्यूचर ऑप्शंस दिख गए मुझे. And you know what happens after that 18-year-old sees future options? It got wiped out within weeks. Or I used to be so मैं इतना कंजूस था उस पूरे कैपिटल के साथ. मेरे पास 25,000 रुपए थे एंड आई गॉट वाइप्ड आउट. सो या फिर हल्की हल्की करके आई गैदर्ड द गट्स कि यार नहीं, दिस इज नॉट द राइट वे टू गो. वन हैज टू हैव द राइट माइंडसेट टू एंटर स्टॉक मार्केट, टू अप्रोच इट. देयर एंड देयर थिंग्स मूव फॉरवर्ड.
Yeah, I think the best way to learn markets, they say, is go to the markets and learn it. I think 25,000 as an 18-year-old might be a very big learning. Harsh, before
Yeah.
I ask you a lot more about your learnings, we talk about independence. Let's talk about financial independence. I mean, as a country, 75 years is a big time. Let's actually understand the India story, I would say, has just begun. Okay,
Yeah.
75 years from now, India will be where that we've imagined. Let's talk about this. What do you think? The future of this country is in terms of our economy.
Dennis, with such an interesting question, Ulta. Recently only, me and my team were doing a research ki how has 75 years of economic independence been, right? And there have been some steps that have been really well, and there have been some steps that have been disastrous. So obviously hoga hi hoga. But I think जो main steps were taken in the 91 budget when the FDIs were allowed under Manmohan Singh and PV Narasimha Rao. And मतलब we were just 3 weeks away from getting our entire foreign exchange getting finished. And we are getting the returns of this in the 21st century. And I have no shadow of a doubt in saying this कि अगले 10-20 साल, अगले 2-3 decades, no, it's only for the Indians. And it is so important for all of us to participate in the stock market and take benefit of this. 2010, Tata Motors took over Range Rover, it took over Jaguar. Then there was Bharti Airtel who took over Zen Africa. These were unheard of. Indian companies buying out companies for billions of dollars. And now this year, I think 2010, 2022, it's been just startups, man. It's been crazy. So yeah, for me, I'm very clear on this. Like stock market's not a place for pessimists. And being India at this generation, we are the luckiest ones to survive here. But I'm interested. What is your take? What's your take on the economy in the coming future?
Yeah, so I would tell you, the way I look at it is the way our index has moved, from the beginning. Let me tell
Yeah.
you, Sensex started at 100. Today, where we are almost at 60,000, we started at 100 in 1978, 79, and it's
Yeah.
compounding. I mean, we've seen what not, okay, since the time 1978, 79 to today, we've seen COVID, we've seen 2008 crisis, we've seen the dot-com bubble, we've seen Harshad Mehta scam, we've seen what not, okay, we've seen governments go, we've seen a pandemic, which I don't think you see very often, right?
Yeah.
We've seen
Yeah.
every possible problem that has come to this country. 90% of this makes you feel like the world has ended, and the 10% who believe this is an opportunity have actually made money. I mean, COVID is the biggest
Yeah.
example. You saw markets
It's
crash
crazy.
almost 50% within that time frame, where the entire world was kind of not doing well economically. But today where we stand, we just think, hey, that was the best opportunity. While the world was actually thinking it's the end, I think that was the best opportunity
That
to
was the
go
best
off and
opportunity. Yeah.
yeah, get truckloads. Now, my understanding, Harsh, is from where we've come, in 40 years, if the index can kind of give you a CAGR of 16%, going ahead, just do the math. In the next 20 years, I think the cycle is going to go faster. And
Yeah.
if you count the same CAGR, it actually tells you where the index can reach. So I really think that we are at the start of the multi-year kind of a bull run. And with the way we are progressing, with the way we're running the Make in India campaigns, and the way India is coming out in the world, I think we're
Hmm.
in for. I mean, the best is yet to come.
I could not agree with you more. It's it's a sea of opportunity. पता मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जैसे in Hogwarts, have you seen Harry Potter? जो
Yeah, yeah.
सबसे पहला होता है, and the hat is placed on people's head, and the hat decides कि you go to Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, whatever, है ना? I feel इंडिया में ना हम उसी स्टेज में हैं. उसमें सब पे अभी वो कैप रखी जाएगी, and that cap will decide where you want to go in the extreme rich class or the middle class or the low income group, and it's on us how we decide it. ठीक है, now tables can completely change, and this is because of this fact that yes, compounding तो help करेगी, but if you see fundamentally also, there is, I think only an extreme pessimist can take out 10 reasons not to invest in Indian stock markets. Otherwise, there is absolutely zero reason for you to not start investing, for sure, for sure.
Harsh, let's get to this. Both of us agree, and I'm sure a lot of us, including our audience, agree that investments in equities or the markets and making the most out of the growth story of India is necessary. But the one point I'd like to put here: number of demat accounts to the entire population. We discuss this very often.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why this? Okay, today you are at, I think, about 10 crore demat accounts. We have 140
Yeah.
crore plus people. Why the under penetration? What do you think is the real reason people don't come to equities?
Nainesh, I'll tell you this. I was reading of financial freedom, and one statistic really blew my mind. There's a mobile apps होती है ना, जहाँ पे you play IPL में mobile betting apps. I won't name that app company. That app, mobile IPL betting app company, whatever you want to call it, has 12 crore accounts. 12 crore accounts और हमारे 9 crore डीमैट हुए हैं after all these years, right? So just by this statistic it shows me that Indians have a concept of get rich quick,
Yeah.
right? And that is one mindset that one needs to shift. And इसमें I think education plays a major role in this, because compounding, as you just mentioned, nifty कितना return दे रहा है, and if you do the maths, it's मतलब you won't even believe the numbers, इतना return आ सकता है. But it's just is that कि हमारे दिमाग में ऐसा भरा हुआ है just to find shortcuts, and it's on the mindset, it's on the education. And I feel एक जो middle class population of a country है, tell me if you agree with this or not, is that all the middle class people, they know it, they've believed that they can't get rich, they've believed that they can't get rich, and getting rich, money means evil, हमसे तो नहीं हो पाएगा. And this is one major issue I have. So I feel अगर ये mindset ही ठीक हो जाए ना, तो the entire situation of this country can change. I would love to know your opinion.
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, I would also say that people don't understand the power of equities. People don't understand that, hey, if I buy the right companies and keep it in my demat account for years until it compounds, and to a level where I think Warren Buffett has always said this. Yeah, investing is as boring as painting. Yeah, it will not give you the results. It's mundane, but when you get results, okay, it's going to be amazing. So I don't
Crazy.
think people really believe in this. We've got stories of stocks doing 10x in 10 years. The question is, if it falls 10% from the price that you buy it, will you exit? 90% of the people will panic and get out. So yeah, I mean, I agree. Your thought is correct. But the second is the mindset of people when they enter stock markets. That actually takes me to the next question, which I want to ask you. Tell us, how can a 25-year-old achieve financial freedom?
Interesting question. Yeah, see, there is this psychology of money from Morgan Housel, which really made a lot of sense to me. It's like we look at inspiration, like Dhirubhai Mani, right? And wherein he was working at a petrol pump, he left his job, and let's be honest, he's one of the legends of this world. Like him, there would be lakhs of people who left it, right? But we only tend to focus on the extreme cases. So financial freedom may be same as that. If you are planning to get rich quick, तो it's like it is very very rare. ठीक है, मतलब सबका एक different path है. So I don't think there is one defined path to financial freedom कि अच्छा ये करो 2 + 2 and you are financially free. ऐसा नहीं है. Second cheese is that financial freedom, in my experience, no, I feel is a very misused term. I think even I'm guilty of it. And it's a mirage. जितना पास जाओगे ना उतना ही दूर लगता रहता है. जैसे when I was 18, if I would have reached even half of the level I'm right now, I would have considered कि भाई इसके बाद तो काम करने की जरूरत नहीं है, financially free, बीच में जाऊंगा and just relax with the coconut, I'll be sipping coconut juice or water जो भी है and just sitting under the beach umbrella. But है नहीं, because now I want to go even further. So first you need to understand कि what is enough for you. सबसे पहली चीज, one need to, I think, define what is financially free for him, because this definition it's not a fixed thing, it's very subjective. And second, you can't just copy someone कि अच्छा इसने ये किया तो मेरे लिए यही काम करेगा, because no two journeys, at least I have never seen two journeys, even for investors I've never seen two journeys the same. So I think this is one thing one should keep very clear. और एक बार ये हो जाएगा तो automatically you can figure things out in whatever you have to do.
I think what you mentioned very, very important, and I'd like to highlight it. You can't have two people with the same journeys. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I think, let's classify the retail category who comes to stock markets, will look up to the big names, right? You have the ace investors, and every time they buy stocks, the retail kind of follows. Every time they find out that, hey, this person sold a stock, the retail will sell off. And retail investor will always complain, I'm not making money. How about these guys put up pictures saying, hey, we've made thousands of crores in the market. Tell me, what do you think about this?
Yeah, honestly speaking, I remember 2019 में सबसे बुरा पिट गया था. That was on DHFL, right? And DHFL fundamentally was supposed to be the best on paper, right? But halki वो story was unfolding, and remember a news I think Rakesh Jhunjhunwala has a big stake in DHFL, and I was consumed कि नहीं भाई Rakesh Jhunjhunwala कर रहा है, मैं तो बेचूंगा नहीं. And of course वो share खत्म हो गया. Up to the entire thing has also come out. But the thing is that you cannot follow any, because there are two very major problems. सबसे पहले I'm assuming जिसको आप follow करो, who is an actual investor who's actually made it big. First thing is that you will never get the information at the right time. It will always be delayed. So market will always discount that. Second चीज ये है, I don't know what percentile amount is he invested in the portfolio. If suppose Rakesh Jhunjhunwala invest 100 crores in something, right? अब उनके portfolio का percentile वो होगा not even 5%. So he can take risk on that. But I am only thinking 100 crores अच्छा है तो बहुत सारे मैंने सब कुछ डाल दिया. So I've put in a very risky asset. So these are the two reasons, and I've actually tried this just to try and copy what the big investors are doing और वही करते रहेंगे. But these are the two major reasons it can never work, because delayed information. Second, you don't know what is the percentile amount of the total capital they've invested. कि वो safe है, risky है. So that's the situation. That's why I feel कि it's impossible to track big investors and just assuming that you can make profit by following them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. That's one thing that people go wrong at, following someone, and just because that person has made a big bet, you go out and put your entire capital in that and realize, hey, that failed. That might be a small pinch for those investors, but for you, it's your entire
अरे
capital.
you remember Nainesh ये Yes Bank के साथ भी हुआ था. I think 2020 rumors of Rakesh Jhunjhunwala sir has invested and this and that. I think, and for some reason it's only Rakesh Jhunjhunwala sir who comes out, मतलब whose news comes out. I don't know if he comes out or not. No other. I haven't seen Manish Pobrai, Vijay Kedia, इनकी खबर नहीं आती. सिर्फ आर के सर की आती है. अब क्या reason है ये तो I don't know. Why do you think it is?
I
Because he's
think
more
I
famous among the
think
investors.
because the name is very big in the markets. The whole story of 5,000 to the story that he has. I mean, it's a big inspiration for the retail. So I mean, obviously, to take it the right way, he's done it amazingly well. But as
Of course, he's a
someone that you
legend.
follow, yeah. The one other, like, what other problems do you think that retail investors or what other mistakes do you think that retail investors make in the stock market?
Yeah, for me, and I think I learned this from Saurav Mukherjee, is that a retail investor can actually become profitable once he stops consuming the news and stops reading the business newspaper, right? Because, and you can see it right now also, Nainesh. Okay, I think 2020, 21, mein everyone's seen compounding videos on YouTube, right? Inspirational videos. You can get this much dividend, this and that, and एक FOMO create हो जाता है अंदर. People start investing. 2-3 महीने since March, I think markets came down a little bit for the couple of months. अब तो दोबारा ऊपर जा रहा है. Couple of months, and everyone was in a panic कि खरीदे बेचे खरीदे बेचे खरीदे बेचे. I'm like यार तुम 10-10 साल की कस्में वादे करके you entered the stock market, right? And within 2 months you are freaked out and you have just panicked. So my thing is that your reason for buying and selling should be the same. So if you're for long term, don't even ask yourself कि मैं जल्दी बेच दूं. And if you have entered using a technical trade, sell using that trade itself, that technical itself. So once your reason for buying and selling is the same, na, तो 90% you will come out in good profits, assuming tip ना लिया. And yeah, and मतलब इससे you can, this works for me at least. मैं एक emotion greed जो आता है ना, obviously बेच दें खरीद लें short करते हैं, वो हट जाता है. I have to make sure that my selling for reason for buying and selling should be the same. And if that's it, so I think one can actually become profitable.
Yeah, I mean, my view here is you don't need to really decode every small news that comes in, however small or big it is. For example, the war situation that we just had. How many of these companies actually, if you go out and see fundamentally, had an impact which is long term because of the war? I mean, India was anyways a sweet spot, but if you see long term, I mean, nothing has changed. Why would you go out and sell everything? So, and I remember some instances since you mentioned, one of them was a surgical strike. I remember how media had made it. Media made it like a war. I remember watching on a particular channel early in the morning, and they said, "Hey, this is a war between India and Pakistan. Time to get out of your portfolio." And there was panic in the markets. And today, looking back, and I said, "Hey,
see, media का तो करना ही चाहिए. मतलब see, again, if I tell you, I sometimes question this कि why is the media? But if one thinks empathetically, तो वो तो अपना business ही कर रहे हैं यार. उनका तो काम है ये. तो I think if we were in their shoes, तो we would have been doing the same thing. Because if you want to run a business, it's on the investor that he has to be smart enough. क्योंकि अब जैसे Fed interest rates are getting hiked, US inflation 40-year high, people are getting panicked. But I'm like, अगर तुम 10-12 साल के लिए हो, so you don't even need to waste your time in considering these facts. मतलब, you get it, right? तो वो एक major चीज है.
Yeah, I think this is a good learning for what you shouldn't do. Let's talk about what you should do. Harsh, tell us, what should you do as an equity investor? how should you select your stocks, and what should you
Hmm.
keep in mind to ensure you create wealth over a long term, like a big time frame.
Okay, so see, everyone has different mantras. In my 12 experience, what worked for me, and that is what I preach, is that सबसे पहली चीज, markets according to me is a game of probability. Nobody or no tool is right. It's just a game of probability. So if you're smart, you will place your bets there जहाँ पे the probability of you doing well is more, right? So just by simple logic, अगर people get excited by penny stocks, right? Cheap stocks, कि ये 10 रुपए से 20 रुपए हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा, 10 से 2 रुपए हो जाएगा तो 10-20% profit, right? We are not seeing the percentile. दूसरा ये कि if you see the probability for the past 10 years, कौन से penny stocks have done well? Out of 100, it might be 3, 4 max. And Bajaj Finance, I think, would be at the top. वरना तो सब सोचना पड़ जाएगा सबको. And if you look at the blue chip stocks in the past 10 years, chodo 5 years, I think I would say majority of them have been proved to be multi-baggers, right? Apple $1 trillion company थी, लोगों को लगा हो गया, अब $3 trillion पार कर चुके हैं. So it's just that कि long term में you do not need to take that much risk on buying penny stocks. If you just buy stocks like Asian Paints, HDFC, and you know they are proven winners, you know they will do well. And again, if you buy 5, I'm assuming 2 will die out. Let's assume 2 will die out. But the rest 3 will give you such exponential returns. It's going to be crazy. और उसका मतलब अगर if somebody actually does this, तो I can assure you जो भी देख रहे हैं ना, YouTube पे अगली केस स्टडी आपकी बनने वाली है. Right? People are going to make case studies on you doing the exact same thing. So it is actually that simple and as complicated as you make it to be.
I mean, I agree. I've understood continuous compounders is what you bet on. Stay there for the long time.
Yeah.
Businesses definitely will give you the money. Let's talk about how you find these continuous compounders. Harsh,
Yeah.
tell us your opinion. How do you catch these compounders?
See, now different people have different fundamentals. I'll tell you the major reasons how I select stocks, right? So there are 5 points. First, I see the market capital has to be more than 7,000 crores. First thing, because emotionally I might get inclined to invest in penny stocks. Obviously, मैं भी इंसान हूँ, emotions आते हैं. तो filter. So if I make a system, people feel systems don't. This is how I work. 7,000 crores. Second, the sales growth for the past 10 years, I would take 10 years CAGR, should be more than 10% CAGR. मतलब मैं प्रॉफिट की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. आई जस्ट वांट कि कंपनी की सेल्स शुड इंक्रीज बाय 10%. इसका मेरा लॉजिक ये है बिकॉज पीपल से कि यू कैन इन्वेस्ट, यू शुड इन्वेस्ट इन अ कंपनी जिसका प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस आपने ट्राई कर रखा हो, जो अच्छा हो. बट इन FMCG दैट्स इट वर्क्स. इन ऑटोमोबाइल चलो इट कैन स्टिल वर्क, बट इन कैपिटल गुड्स, इन रिलायंस, इन गेल, यू कांट डू दैट, राइट? सो सिंपल फंडा सेल्स ग्रोथ है. अगर 10 साल से सेल्स ग्रोथ 10% से ऊपर बढ़ी है, इसका मतलब प्रोडक्ट सर्विस अच्छा है. गुड. Third filter I would use is that the ROC should be more than 15%. Again, for the last consecutive 10 years. Again, logic here. Company should be profitable also. And fourth filter I would use is promoter holding should be more than 33%. Bare minimum. अब हाँ, जैसे अब companies like HDFC, L&T will not fall into my bracket of promoter holding, but that's fine. मेरा system ये लक्ष्मण रेखा है, इसके मैं बाहर जाता हूँ तो रावण उठा के ले जाता है, so I don't go out of my system. And fifth filters, so there are 5 filters in total, is that the return on share price should be more than 17% for the last 10 years. Logic here is that if I want to invest in a share, तो I want to make sure कि वो index को तो beat कर रहा है पिछले 10 सालों से. अगर उसको भी beat नहीं कर पाया तो मैं फिर I'll rather park an index, no? So
Yeah.
those are the 5 filters I personally use for myself.
Yeah, I think this is very interesting. A lot of these filters I use myself as well. Tell me, once you've found this, or once you've kind of got a set of these stocks, how do you ensure that, one, they're from different sectors because you want a diversified portfolio? Second is, what is the trigger that says that, hey, this was a part of my portfolio, but now it should go out? So tell me more about that.
Okay, so how I plan my personal portfolio is that 40% I keep it in the index fund, right? And index, when to buy, when to sell, I largely depend on Dow theory. That is one of my biggest takeaways. So Dow theory, if you see, gave a buy around 2 weeks ago, right? Since then the markets having gone up. Dow theory gave me a sell around 16th, 15th March 2022. I sold. It works, right? So Dow theory, first I use that. Second thing is that the stocks, I don't watch them continuously. I just rebalance them at the end of the year. Rebalance कैसे करूँगा? So I'll buy 11 stocks, right? And it's like my football team. It's my football. So I want defenders. Defenders I would keep as FMCG stocks, right? 4 defenders at the back line. And I want, because I want them to be safe, pharmaceutical safe industries. Then I would go less risky industries. Then I would go maybe for automobile or for banking. Banking I would count as a little more aggressive in terms of risk. So I'll keep it as an attacker position. Anyways, I'll keep 11 stocks. And those stocks I'll see at the end of the year, whichever stock has performed the least, I'll come out of that stock and I'll put that money into the stock that has given me the most. So ultimately, if you see, if you keep, again, it's a very difficult thing to do, bolna bada asan hai, but 15 years, 20 years down the line, you will automatically see that losers say you have kept on coming out, you keep rebalancing it, and that's it. And Baki, you have a good safety with the index. And yeah, so this is how I actually go about it. I just rebalance it at the end of the year.
Yeah, talking about the football team on a lighter note, I hope your goalkeeper is ITC. So, since everyone failed, ITC is going to save you. But yeah, so
Yeah, in recent
uh,
ITC really surprised me. I'll tell you why. Because ITC ना मुझे my ये मेरा personal bias है is that I generally avoid investing in government companies or any company that has a government affiliation, because historically State Bank of India, GAIL, HMT, they have not done well. ठीक है, ITC में भी थोड़ा part है, and I was actually not very optimistic in ITC, but the way it's turned around, it's crazy, man. I think ITC तो बहुत interesting है. Would you say that in the FMCG ITC is one of the best stocks to have?
yeah, I mean, not commenting on whether one should or not, but I definitely think it's a stock to watch out for. Uh, let's talk about yourself, okay? And I'm interested, and I'm sure our audience are also interested to know. You've gone from learning markets to trading it, investing, training, okay, and then to content creation. Let's talk about that. Your journey on YouTube. I've seen you've got you put out some amazing content. You've got a massive following,
Thank you.
2 lakh plus following. Tell us about your journey. Why did you decide to take up content creation?
Yeah, if I can, I'll be completely honest with you. The thing is that I didn't have money to invest in stock markets. I come from a middle class family, right? Dad gave me 25,000 when I entered stock market. I can't go and ask me, Papa, 10 lakh de do, 2 lakh de do, 3 lakh, because if you have a very small capital, income creation is a major challenge. Even with trading, leverage loge, it's high risk, and chances are probability to bolti that you will get wiped out one day or the other, right? Happened with me also. So I was trying different avenues of things. So I remember first jab mera multi-bagger hit हुआ in 2013 in the sugar sector. And during 3-4 years, I remember I used to just keep tracking the markets. अच्छा अच्छा रहा है और मेरे calls भी अच्छे जा रहे हैं. But the thing is, I don't have any money to have any kind of exposure in the markets. फिर I started getting training opportunities. अब मैं बोलता decent हूँ और looks तो देखो, you can imagine I'm a complete narcissist, as my wife says. ठीक है? Okay, coming back to the point. तो मुझे training opportunities मिली and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And my main intention was that I can help people in markets who have lesser experience than me. I can make it easy, simple entry, आसान भाषा में बात करके. And also, इससे I can start generating income for me to invest in the markets, because I am not someone who's very blessed to be born in a silver spoon or have lakhs of at your disposal, right? So वो हुआ तो I remember 2014 में I just uploaded a random video on YouTube. And उसमें तो I think 2014 was the time where YouTube was more of comedy content. Do you remember, Nainesh? Comedy YouTube was मतलब nobody could have even imagined that an investor would come on YouTube, because investor
Absolutely.
age at that time would be 35, 40 minimum at that time, average. So वो था, and I just started doing it. फिर we started our own firm. It was fun. We traveled the entire country. And then after 2020, when our traveling stopped and I didn't need to go out so much, then I started really focusing on YouTube. It's a very fun space to be. It's a very fun, and I'm actually excited for your Fisdom channel, because I've seen you are putting out some great content in it, and I highly recommend the viewers to subscribe zarur karna. And yeah, so this is my content creation journey. And so from 9:30 to 3:30 markets, from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, hey guys in the camera. That's my schedule. So,
So commonly, I've heard learn and earn. In your case, it's more like teach and earn. So interesting.
I would say more of help and earn. It's just that I'm trying to help people
Help
who
and
have
earn.
less experience than me. That's it.
Also, you spoke about one very, very important point, not having capital at the young age.
Yeah.
All of us faced it. I'm sure I entered in the market very early on. I hadn't even turned 18 when I entered the market. So, obviously,
Wow.
scarce capital. You think you know all of it, and you want to do a lot, but you can't. So, tell us, what do you think about this? How should one go about building the first bit of capital, and then obviously, once you found the right formula to compound it, I don't think capital is the problem. Tell us about how to build
Yeah,
this
yeah.
first bit of capital.
Yeah, Nandis, again, I completely put it on the earning capacity. Like, आजकल there has been a lot of thing, which I agree. A lot of people are saying, कि investing in 20s, it's such a ridiculous concept. If you invest everything in 20s, तो तुम करोगे क्या, वो क्या करोगे, right? And I agree and disagree both at the same time, because for Indians, I feel money management is only savings. It is not. It's a broken concept, right? That's why historically, जैसे मैं savings बोलूँगा, तो I'm sure people at the audience also, they must have cringe. Oh my God, saving, right? The if you want to grow, you need to focus on savings. But I would call it investment, and to increase your earning capacity. Both have to go hand in hand. एक बहुत बड़ी चीज जो मैंने अपने आसपास तो देखी है, टेल मी अगर आपने देखा है, कि मिडिल क्लास फैमिलीज ना, दे विल ओनली फोकस कि 2 रुपए यहाँ बच जाए, 5 रुपए यहाँ बच जाए. दे विल नेवर फोकस ऑन इंक्रीजिंग देयर अर्निंग कैपेसिटी. वो कभी बढ़ेगा नहीं. सो यू हैव टू इन 20s itself, if you're looking to build capital, it will take time. आसान नहीं होने वाला है, right? And trading, if you're thinking कि पहले ही दिन आके with 10,000 rupees you're going to make it big, probability तो ये बिल्कुल नहीं बोलती है. You need a certain amount of capital to take a hit in a boxing match. If you can't take any hit, तो match किस चीज़ से खेलोगे? And that's it. तो मतलब focus on investing also, but try to build skills or upskill yourself or do anything just to increase your earning capacity. I think that would be my main thing. Be it taking personality development situation, or course, or professional education, but we need to focus on our earning capacity. What do you feel? Well, this is something of middle class में मैंने आसपास देखा है. Do you see the same thing in the middle class around you, or what do you see?
Yeah, the one thing that you mentioned is something I agree with. The fact that one, savings is not the end of it, right? Putting this savings or channelizing it in a way that this compounds. They say money earns money, but you should know how
Yeah.
to make your first bit of money earn money, and then the rest money takes care of. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's something. I started my first SIP at the age of 18. I mean, I
Wow.
lost money in the 2008 crash. I lost all the money that I had in 2008 crash. And
दिख रहा
then
है, you're a गुजराती हार्ड नाट हुई, दिख रहा है अंदर से. 18 साल में घुस गया मार्केट में. तो मुझे दिख रहा है वो.
और पैसा भी घुस गया 18 साल पे. So, so I mean, and then I realized, hey, there is no free lunch. So let's not think about fast money. Let's think about compounding.
Yeah.
So, I started the first SIP in 2018, and till today, I still continue the SIP. I mean, it's beating the index, so I'm very, very happy. But yeah,
Wow.
I mean, that's how I think you kind of build wealth. And today, that's small. I started off with a small amount. 500 rupees back then was a big amount. But yeah, for today, I would say, hey, 500, I could have done it.
So it's
I could
been
have
like
done 1,000.
14 years for
Yeah,
you doing continuous SIP. अच्छा
yeah.
Nainesh, genuinely want to ask you this, because SIP सब करते हैं, but in my experience, 99% of the people will stop doing it after a span of 10 to 15 months. वो रुक जाएंगे. You have continued doing it. What is that thing that you're different? What is that thing that you're doing different? कि आप
Yeah,
कर
so
रहे हो
I'll
तो
tell
सही.
you. The one thing that I understood is markets have cycles, okay? And you're like you said, the Dow theory also tells us that markets goes through phases. Yeah, 3 phases. You have a sideways, you're upward, you're
True,
downward.
true, true.
The best thing that I've understood is upwards keep investing, because you can't track, or you would never know. Like they say, only God knows what the top is. Or sometimes they say, honestly, even God doesn't know where the top and the bottom is. So forget finding tops and bottoms.
इसमें वो है
The
ना,
best way to
that only 2 people can tell you about the markets. God,
a
you haven't
liar.
seen it, so you can't believe him. Second, liar, and you don't believe liars. Right. हाँ.
Yeah, it's absolutely that. So yeah, so when markets are going up, don't stop it. When markets are going down, when markets are coming down, step up. So step up SIPs. And when they're sideways, don't look at the markets. Go enjoy. Go on a vacation, because those are the times where you actually accumulate your units. And over the years, see, I've just told you the journey, right? From 100 to 60,000, 16%. How many of us have actually made that? When would you make that? When you don't make prompt, or calls like, hey, today market, the world is ending, there's a war, let's sell everything. Stay away from those thoughts, and yeah, compounding takes its own course. So
वो
I
I feel
managed to.
markets on. Sorry,
Yeah, sorry,
please.
go ahead. No, so
I
I
feel
was
with
just saying,
markets.
yeah, I managed to
Okay,
kind
you
of keep
start.
it
You
straight. Yeah.
start.
So yeah, I managed to keep that straight, saying discipline, let's not exit, hold on, add more, and that worked for me.
100%. I feel कि वो ये markets on paper. I remember कोई 18-year-old commented on a YouTube video and he said कि अरे इतना simple है सब कर लेंगे. But and the fact is कि whenever someone enters the markets, he thinks the same way. मेरा भी था, I'm sure आपका भी same था कि यार how dumb are people जो यहाँ पे पैसे नहीं कमा पा रहे तो free का पैसा बट रहा है types, right? But on paper, stock market is the most rewarding thing. But in reality, it's very difficult. जो आपने बोला to doing SIP, if somebody 18-year-old thinks like यार ये तो क्या बड़ी बात है बस हर महीने पैसे डालें. But the fact to do it when the hard-earned money you can see it's going up or down, and there's several situations where you're in lack of money in life, but still do it. It's very different. So yeah, in reality, markets are I would say even more beautiful than they are on paper.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and discipline. I think that's the only thing. Yeah, discipline. Stay there for the long term because, like you said, the story doesn't change, and until the story doesn't change, you have to be invested. There are no two ways.
100%.
So, tell me, what are the facts or what are the things that keep you motivated to stay in the market? Like for me, the one thing that I follow is for my long term portfolio. Okay, I don't track it every day. I don't watch the prices every day because I'm really scared I'll go out and sell it. What do you
Hmm.
do to ensure that you're still winning in markets irrespective of where markets are going?
Interesting question. Yeah, see, I feel 12 years in the markets, no, I am like stone cold. I really doesn't bother me if my long-term investment going down, up. I won't even look at them, to be very honest. But tracking the markets on day-to-day basis, I personally enjoy it a lot, right? It's like a thriller movie unfolding in front of you every single day. आज ये हो गया, आज वो हो गया. तो उसमें मुझे बड़ा मजा आता है. And I'm very clear. Again, जो मेरा principle is that my reasons for buying is saying should be the same. तो लॉन्ग टर्म मैं उसको देख भी नहीं रहा हूँ बिकॉज आई नो माई रीजन वॉट वॉज माई रीजन फॉर बाइंग एंड बी इट फॉर द आई थिंक 10-20% ऑफ माई पोर्टफोलियो आई डू ट्रेडिंग आई एम मोर इनटू स्विंग एंड पोजीशन ट्रेडिंग राइट so I enjoy doing that whenever I get the time in the week. So this is how I place myself. And yeah, I think once you're clear, know that things don't matter. So no matter how much noise does someone stuff into yours, it stops affecting you after one point. That's happened. What happened with me at least.
So you just mentioned that you're also a trader and obviously an investor largely, but you do some swing in trading and positional trading.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
talk about this. Mindset of a trader is very different from a mindset of an investor. You do both. How do you manage that?
See, I make sure that trading investing is the most boring thing to do in the world. Right? और अगर ये boring है इसका मतलब you're working on a system. People fail, systems don't, right? So trading maybe I have a certain set of indicators that work for me. अब इसका मतलब ये नहीं that those indicators are the best. Every indicator has a pro and a con. Every strategy has a pro and a con. That fits perfectly to me, to my time that I can give to the markets, to my risk appetite, to my adrenaline level that I can be in control of myself. So that's how it works. So pehle na, I remember because I was hungry for income, right? And this I think a lot of people go for this. I was hungry for income. Like I told you, I had no money, right? To invest kya karenge. So I used to trade a lot. But problem was I had no ability to take a hit because my capital was so small. अब हल्के हल्के when I started generating income from other sources, I realized that I don't need to take that much risk on trading because my target is that I want to reach the Forbes top 50 investor of the world, right? So I don't need to take that much risk on trading when I have income from other sources. So matlab, I feel that as you mature, your portfolio matures with you. So earlier, if you would see my portfolio, I think 7 years ago, it would be majority trading, like 80% trading, 10% investing. Now it's completely swapped. So this is how I go. And ho sakta hai coming in the 5-6 years, I don't trade at all. But yeah, I feel you need to be a good trader to become a good investor. I feel market की pulse walls now काफी intuitions develop हो जाती हैं with time. Again, it depends from person to person. I'm just telling you my personal opinion. So this is how I balance things out.
Yeah, I think that really makes sense. But so in my case, what I do is I have a set of rules as a trader and as an investor, and I ensure that I follow them.
What type of trading are
If a
you into?
stock, So I do all of it, intraday,
Hmm.
delivery, futures options, all of that. But yeah, I mean, the set of rules are different for all, and you have to stick to it. Only then can you
Yeah.
kind of succeed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take some questions, Harsh, from the comments that we have.
Go
Just
for
so
it.
that our audience doesn't feel left out here. So we have a question: how do you know that it's the right time to exit or stop? Like what tells you that this is the right time to exit or stop?
Same, my reason of buying. So if I got into using a technical indicator, I'll sell out using that indicator. If for my long-term investments, I rebalance it. And personally speaking, matlab, ab again, when to sell a long-term investment is a big debate, right? Personally speaking, you should sell it. If I just read it from the book, you should sell it when your target is met, या फिर जो भी आपकी financial need है, that is met, you sell it. But personally, I don't sell it. मेरा target कुछ और है. So I just rebalance my long-term investments. I don't necessarily sell them.
I have an answer to that. Okay, for investments,
Go for it.
I get this
Mm.
question a lot of times. When should I sell? When should I sell the investment? So my answer to that is, one is what you mentioned, the reason why you bought it. The second is, till the day you don't see or don't hear of India becoming a developed country. Okay, the whole movement from developing to developed, till the day that what lifestyle you live, the lowest person in the pyramid doesn't live. Till that day you don't sell your stocks, because these are the companies that make money.
Interesting, man. ये generally काफी interesting perspective है. This is something, yeah, definitely. But Nainesh, when do you see India become a developed economy? When do you see that, globally India is referred to as a developed economy? In how many years? What, in your personal opinion?
So, in my opinion, the next 10 years we should get there. I mean, the rate at which we're running, we are actually, though we are not yet tagged as a developed economy, but we're actually growing faster than any other country in the world. So, the pace of growth is insanely fast. I think we should be there in the next 10 years. What do you think?
Yeah, if I'm just going by data, right? And I feel it's, matlab, matlab, for India to be called developed, right, by the global economy, we would at least need 50 to 60 years just by going by the data and seeing the
Okay.
GDP growth compared to the other countries. Could be, but yes, the next coming decade, it's going to be one of the. मतलब I feel हम सबसे luckiest generation जो अगला decade देखने वाले हैं. So yeah, again, that's
Yeah.
just talking.
I'm
Yeah, please.
waiting to show off to our kids that this is the stock that I bought 10 years back, and look at my portfolio today.
I
And maybe
promise
make
you,
a
I'm going to
YouTube
make a
video.
YouTube video on you. ठीक है? I'm going to make a case study on you. नैनेश ठक्कर, अरे देखो कहाँ से कहाँ पहुंच गए.
So I have one more question. I'm going to take that. How do you
हाँ.
build a portfolio that you can invest and forget for 10, 15 years long term? Ideally, the right stocks that will hold up through the ups and downs.
I would say you should divide between index funds, ETFs. I generally prefer ETFs, index ETFs with good long-term stocks, and you can use the same strategy that I personally that I just mentioned, the 5 filters. So you can use that, and if you haven't seen it, तो rewind करके बोला था, you'll find it there.
And once you learn it, don't forget to subscribe.
यार देखो सब्सक्राइब करना तो देखो इतनी स्मार्ट ऑडियंस तो है तो यार देखो अभी तक सब्सक्राइब तो कर दिया होगा ठीक है आई एम 100% श्योर राइट सब्सक्राइब कर देना नीचे ठीक है राइट
Okay, I have one more question, more on particular stocks. I think we should, kind of leave that. I mean, particular stocks. Hey, we're not here to tell you which stock to buy and sell. We're here to tell you how should you do it. Okay, so a little bit of work at your end, and you will get an answer to your question yourself. So yeah, Harsh, again, let's go on to the conversation. So very interesting conversation. You spoke about trading, you spoke about investing, you spoke about how it is important for money to grow, and the topic for today is financial freedom. Tell me this, okay? How important is spending for you? So one is saving turning to investment. Second is, how do you manage your finance in terms of how much you spend? Do you have a budget? Do you control it? Do you, at the end of a week or a month, do you review it? Tell us more about how you manage to kind of hold up your finances for the year, months, or whatever time frame.
Okay. So again, I have also made a system for this, right? So then definitely what happened, I have different buckets. So this is a very unique case to me. So I am not, well, if anyone follows me, usko pata hai ki baniya, right? So I don't spend much. I don't know. Matlab, personally, I don't fantasize about having big cars or fancy watches or eating a great. But this is my personal thing. I'm not saying the people who do it are wrong. This is my personal opinion. So I necessarily don't have that much expenses to begin with. So how my entire thing is shaped is that 5% of my entire income goes in necessity, right? The bills and everything, all that is sorted. Then I would put 60%. Again, this ratio can change a little bit. 60% on wealth, wherein I just invest for long term. I just keep on rebalancing and I forget about it. Next 30% I keep for LTSs, right? Long term savings scheme. As in, if suppose I want to go on a Euro trip, or I personally I want to watch Real Madrid to Barcelona, and Real Madrid thrashing Barcelona. I'm a hardcore Real Madrid fan, so I'm saving for that. So I keep my money one pool there. 10% I keep in education, so that I make sure to take as many programs as I can take, just to make sure that my earning capacity also is increasing with time. And yeah, and rest at 5% is left, I generally donate it to charity. So there's a charity I'm working with, so I'm going with that. So this is how I'm going with it. But generally, I would say you should have a thing that 50-55% keep it for your bills and necessities. Rest, make buckets, right? 10% wealth, 10% education, 10% LTSS, long term saving, and charity. I honestly recommend, if you even donate 5% of your income, it's not going to make any difference to you. But I don't know. I generally feel that it brings a lot of good vibes and everything to your work and everything, and it's a good thing to have. So yeah, this is how I manage my finance on a monthly basis.
Interesting. So I've got a question in the audience, and there's someone who's asking you, what do you love more, trading or investing?
Investing, of course. Do trading cannot make you rich. It cannot. Matlab, I know there might be some exceptions. I've never met personally anyone of them that who has become a crorepati through trading. If I want to reach the Forbes top 50 investor of the world, which is my personal target, my way is only investing. And so you can't even compare trading and investing. You can't. Matlab, a good trader will never remain a trader for long, because वो समझ जाएगा actual पैसा investment में ही है. And once you trade, you will understand. So I am sure, Nainesh, you also experience the same thing.
I have, but I'm not totally convinced that the way up is only investing. I mean, I also believe that trading is one way to kind of keep the income going, right? Investing is the way where we keep the wealth creation part of it. Yeah. So,
Hmm.
and I'm a fan of
Of
both,
course.
so
So I
mix
think
of
for
both.
income, to yeah, I think your point also makes a lot of point. If somebody is looking to make consistent income, then yes. But for me personally, that is not the target. So that's why. So of course, a personal opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, and plus it becomes tougher, right? Once you made the income, then the question is again, how do you make that money earn money? And if you manage to do that, it's
Yeah.
kind of building for you. So yeah, I think Harshal
Yeah.
answered your question. Yeah, for him, it is investing because that's what
Yeah.
gets the wealth, and that's what is the
Yeah.
right way to kind of create wealth.
That what helps
So
me
yeah,
to achieve my personal goal. That's why.
yeah. I mean, and that's a personal opinion. Okay, so I've got Ishan, and Ishan has an interesting question. What are some
Hmm.
unusual ways of investing? How much risk should one take when he's investing? And does it depend on your age or where you are in your life?
100%. Yeah, risk. It's a very sorry, finding risk is like finding intrinsic value, right? It's both qualitative and quantitative. So it will also depend on your financial capabilities, your financial commitments, kuch court case chal raha hai, insurance, everything, right? It will also depend on your age, your background. Suppose age, if you're 18-year-old, you'll be much more, and you should take much more risk. If you're 60-year-old, you shouldn't. On your background, your education background, if suppose a lot of people come wherein parents have had failed businesses, right? Of course, uska inherent ho jayega, mujhe risk nahi lena, I want to go in a job. So it depends on a lot of things. You have to discover what your risk is. There are many calculators on the internet. You can use them, but with time you will discover it yourself. And so that is there for the risk. And what are some unusual ways of investing? Interesting question. See, unusual ways of investing. The only thing that is coming to my mind as of now, unusual yahi hoga that you research and invest, because everyone is just picking up random stocks. So for me, unusual way of investing would be if someone is actually putting the effort and the time to research their stocks and then investing. And yeah, so I recommend you go to the unusual way itself.
Yeah, I think interesting answer. Like usually people just buy stocks with tips or
Yeah, yeah,
a gut feeling or you've heard someone talk about it. But the unusual way to do it is kind of research and understand the risk that you're taking
Nanish, you won't
and
believe it.
understand.
people, I've seen CAs, I've seen IIT, like the people जो होते हैं ना जिनकी डिग्री घर पे आ गई तो पूरे मोहल्ले में, या your parents are the most happiest and proudest people in the world. They do this, man. It's mind boggling जैसे करते हैं कि, and they are just buying on here and say. It actually happens. It's mind boggling.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether this happens to you or not, but when people around us know you're in the markets, the only thing they'll ask you is kya tip hai? What's the tip of the day?
Dude, it's my
So
point. I never want to talk about stock markets when I go out. Never. ठीक है? कोई ना कोई पूछेगा ही पूछेगा कि markets में क्या चल रहा है, share. Is it the same problem that you face?
yeah. And my standard reply is the best tip is don't ask for tips.
अब ये मेरा भी standard reply होने वाला है. So Nainesh, I'm going to take this off you right now. This is my standard reply also.
So I have one question here, okay, and this is a question which I want a avid investor to answer, as someone who's very strong on the investment front, and I think you're the right person, okay. So they say that the right time to buy a stock is when the world is selling, and we've heard the quote, when people are
Yeah.
greedy, you get
Be
fearful, and
greedy
the
when
other way
people are fearful.
around.
Yeah.
So one thing there, okay. It happens all the time in the markets. You find opportunities. How do you ensure that you don't buy the likes of, I don't like to name stocks, but yeah, let's say Yes Bank or Reliance Communication, because the world has been fearful, or likely so because the businesses are not good. How do you ensure that you don't
Yeah.
get these in your portfolio because of this? Like, tell me, as
You're
an
right.
investor, don't use this rule alone, okay? As an investor, what do you do to ensure you don't get the likes of these stocks only by hearing the quote?
I make sure, and this is one quote I actually stand by, because I am in 100% behavioral finance का part है, according to that majority of stock market psychologically designed in such a way that majority of people will always lose, no matter how smart they are, right? So you need to be sure that you're always in the minority, and you're doing exactly the opposite what the retail people are doing. And this is not only in India, this is worldwide. So for me, I would never buy a stock that is trending in news, right? So if right now, if I can, Zomato, I will never invest in Zomato because it is in the news. And how do you know it's in the news? Simple hai, you follow finance creators, you will see everyone is talking on that, right? And it will have the most number of views. So up to itna quantitative ho gaya hai कि you don't need to even put any effort to find out which is the stock people are talking about. So never touch those stocks. And if you want to find technically, I would say the best thing is that like you can go to the Fisdom platform and you have a part known as where you can see the shareholding of the specific stock. That is something that really helps me out. So take in the case of Zomato, take in the case of Yes Bank, take in the case of R Power, any stock that has been falling. One common trend is that public shareholding will keep on increasing, right? Keep on increasing. And that is a very clear indicator to me that I should get out of this stock. So I just simply use this. If I hear somebody talking about my stock or the stock I'm investing in comes in news, I will actually go in two minds about that stock. What should I do with that stock? Yes or no. So that's why.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with this point, and I also have this one rule that and they say it's commonly known in the markets. They say when someone who's totally unrelated to market starts giving you advice on what you should buy, that's the day you should
Yeah.
realize that, hey, this is time. Like, I mean, I've had that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a personal experience. In 2008, when the R Power IPO came out. And I was traveling by cab. I had a cab driver telling me that, hey, you should apply for this IPO, and it will be big wealth. So
Nainesh, I can tell you my mama, ठीक है? He, I remember, कोई दूर relative थे. He opened DMAT accounts of his house help opened to apply for the IPO in 2008. मतलब it was, मतलब R Power तो ऐसा था, I remember कि दुनिया change हो गई R Power के बाद, and I got oversubscribed within 60 seconds. और उस समय तो remember we had to find a ASBA form to get that IPO. तो imagine the amount of forms कितने exchange को मिले होंगे कि 60 सेकंड 1 मिनट के अंदर it got oversubscribed. So yeah, it was insane. R Power though was legendary, absolutely.
yeah, I mean, and we've seen what's happened after that. I mean, so the important learning from that is you don't blindly listen to every noise that's in the market, right? You have to still make your decisions. We have a lot of people in our chat asking us about particular stocks. I mean, the answer to that is, hey, you'll have to learn the way of deciding whether your stock is the right stock for you or not. It might not fit in Harsh's system, but there might be, like, for example, Harsh, let's put it out. Yeah,
Of
I
course.
mean, you have 11 stocks, but you've not caught every multi-bagger that's in the market. I mean, you've let
Of
go
course.
of a lot, and because they don't fall a part of your trading investing plan. So in the same way, you will have to build a plan for yourself and ensure that stocks fall within that. And yeah, and you'll get all the answers to the stocks that you've asked questions about.
Yeah. Matlab, this is one thing I go by. People fill system zone, right? And this is one I've personally taken this from Jim Simons, right? He is only working on system, nothing else. By the way, people who don't know Jim Simons, वो दुनिया के सबसे best investor है in terms of returns, not wealth. So you have to find a system that works for you. It's not necessarily कि जो मैं कर रहा हूँ exactly the same thing will work for you. So you have try different things. जो भी try करो. And once you find that thing, तब you go all into it. And then, well, it's like a car engine, right? You can't keep tweaking the car engine every day कि आज वो change कर दिया, कल calibrator change कर दिया, फिर तो गाड़ी बैठ ही जाएगी. So you need to have a fixed engine that keeps on working for you. And if you want to try something different, दूसरा engine बनाना शुरू कर दो, but इसको तो मत छेड़ो. So this is how I generally explain things.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm really loving the talk that we're having. I'm learning a lot. I'm sure the audience is learning a lot. But Harsh, because this is like a very, very interesting conversation, let me announce this out to our viewers today. Okay, we are going to have Harsh on our platform regularly, posting videos
Yes.
for us. So ensure you subscribe to the Fisdom channel because you want to see all the content that Harsh is making, and you want to 10 years later say that I learned this from Harsh, and that's why this is my story on Harsh's YouTube channel.
100%, guys. I highly recommend you because I have had the pleasure of talking to Nainesh, Shivani, the entire Fisdom team, and these guys are up to some crazy things. You are up for surprises, and you do not want to miss it out. The content that's coming on this channel. So please be sure to subscribe to the channel because this is one channel that is going to be one of your very strong assets coming in the near future. I am sure for that. And I think, Nainesh, the entire credit goes to you and the Fisdom team. I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job. Phenomenal is the word.
Harsh, tell us, give us and the audience a small brief about what to expect next. Yeah, tell us what videos you're going to make for us. Tell us what are the audience going to learn. What are the takeaways? Tell us in brief.
Okay, so once you're on this platform, what will you have? Your mutual fund side, it's going to get sorted, right? Because you will get an idea how to choose mutual fund. And यहाँ पे you're not going to get the fact कि tips आपको मिल रहे हैं ये ले लो. We are going to tell you यहाँ पे how to catch a fish. Once we tell you that, तो जितनी मछलियाँ पकड़ना है पकड़ते रहना, right? And दूसरों में मछलियाँ मार देना, if that is the thing. And second, you are going to know about your personal finances, how to manage those little things, because the challenge that you will face in stock markets, is unparalleled. क्योंकि when you're a 25-year-old in stock markets, पैसे नहीं होते. There are several situations. You don't have that much money to buy that stock. If you TCS अगर या or be it any good stock, right? Abbott ले लो. So how to go about that? How to solve that problem? Solved. And third, equity, wherein how to approach equities, how to maintain portfolio size. अब देखो, I'm not going to spoil much for you. Subscribe दबा देना because this channel is going to be one of the main assets for you. So kudos.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to all the content that I want to learn from Harsh. Harsh is also, guys, just putting out there, okay, a spoiler. Harsh is also going to put out some fundamental analysis. He's going to teach us how he does fundamental analysis. Harsh, I'm looking forward to that.
I am excited for that also. Completely.
So, with this note, I have one question. I think let's take it. I mean, okay, we have one question. Sir, what about cryptos? And the last part I'm omitting. Any suggestions? No suggestions. Let's talk about cryptos.
Personally speaking, yeah, crypto is a space that I'm still discovering, learning, because I love equities. I don't want to go outside of equities. So I'm into equities and derivatives. So I might not be the right person to advise you on cryptos. And my only thing would be that don't be that person who's investing in crypto and who does not understand what is crypto. So if you're investing something, please usko samjho or fir karo, and then take your call. And that's it. So my expertise in equities, so I can only guide you in that. Cryptos, not my game. Not my game.
Yeah, I mean, the important learning is, very simple and out there. Okay, whatever you understand, put your money to it. Okay, what you don't
Yeah,
understand, just watch prices go up and down and enjoy the price movements. So,
yeah, yeah.
on that note, Harsh, thank you so much for being here on the show. I really enjoyed talking to you. And let's not forget, I mean, let's go out, wish everyone a very, very happy Independence Day. And yeah, your
Yes.
message.
Thank you so much, Nainesh. मुझे बहुत मजा आया, to be honest. I was looking forward to this conversation since quite a while, but when we had it, I think it was even better than what I imagined in my head. And I'm looking forward to more such conversations. And content आपको $100 मिलने वाला है. I'm very excited to be coming on the Fisdom platform, and wishing you a very very happy Independence Day. And that's it. मतलब, I don't want to spoil it for you. The stuff you're going to get on this channel is going to be incredible. So looking forward to it, and love and regards to all your family members.
Thank you very much. And stay tuned for all the content that's coming up for you. Watch out for Harsh on the Fisdom YouTube channel. Take care and enjoy your holidays.